Jamal, you guys have pulled games like this out in the clutch many times before. Why not tonight?
You got to make shots to do it. And I didn't make enough shots tonight, so that's really about it. We got the looks, play good offense, play good defense. Shots didn't drop. That's the way it goes. So we got to move on and refocus for Thursday.
Jamal, on those shots, you guys got the shots you wanted. It just didn't happen.
Yeah.
As a teammate and a leader on this team, what do you say to Christian after missing that free throw late?
I missed 4 straight shots before that. I mean, it's going to happen. You know, it's part of it. We all got to be better. We all could have played better. You know, it's not on one person. It's the way the game goes sometimes. They played hard as well. It was a good game. I felt like we had the ball, had the game in our hands, and we just didn't make enough shots, in my opinion.
Jamal, what was your thought process on the last jumper, down 3, going for a 2-point jumper?
We're down 3. We just need a bucket. We have a timeout. I mean, if I hit the shot, they inbounded it. They had Rudy and somebody else out there. I think we could have fouled him. Yeah, call timeout. He missed one, maybe call timeout. I mean, I have to make the shot, you know, for it to go well. So that was the problem. I didn't make it.
Jamal, DA circled the 20-3 advantage they had in second chance points. I guess what's it going to take to kind of turn that around?
Just more focus, more awareness. You know, I feel like we're getting stops and trying to get out and run, but we got to grab the board first. So I think just being more, you know, even if it slows our pace down a little bit, I think just keeping Rudy off the glass and all those other guys off the glass, bringing more bodies in there and taking our time. You know, we might sacrifice some transition buckets or opportunities, but hopefully if we play good enough defense, we can just limit them to one shot over and over and over, and we can now execute them in the half court.
Jamal, defensively tonight versus game 1, how do you feel you did as a team, and was it different?
I thought it was solid. You know, they're still a good team. Still going to put points on the board, and you know, it's just tough. You know, you play good defense, you don't make shots in the first quarter and the fourth quarter, and you know, it comes back to bite you. So, you know, it's a tough one. I felt like we played a great game. It was like I said, it was a fun game to be a part of. We just didn't get the job done in the last couple of minutes, and that doesn't normally happen. So it's a stinger, but you know, we'll be back.
Jamal, obviously, basketball's a game of runs. You have a really big run in the first quarter. What sort of led to the second quarter run? Just was there a little bit of an emotional letdown, maybe just after things went as well as they did?
You know, they're still a player. They responded. You know, they. I mean, I felt like there was like 4 foul calls in a row or something. Like we didn't even get a shot up just with the calls. So I'm not blaming the officials, but that was a part of it. And after that, yeah, that's all I remember.
All right, the T-Wolves just got a huge win on the road to get this series 1-1, tied up. DeMar, we haven't really heard you chime in just yet about this win, but I want to hear your thoughts. And I want to also give you an interesting stat, which I thought was pretty interesting. Jokic and Murray, 2 for 12 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it came down to the end. You know, Joker missed some shots he normally make, same as Maul. Those shots go down, we'll be having a different story. But that's what makes this series very interesting, because it's going to be a dogfight every single game. Every single game is going to be a dogfight, and you know, these two teams got history. You see it, and it's going to come down to the last possessions of a game. You know, so it's going to be a real fun series, in my opinion.
What do you think, though? Like, what do you think? Do you think Minnesota takes it home and gets a win?
What's crazy, how I feel how this series could turn out, I wouldn't be surprised who win. Like, it wouldn't be a shocker to me. You know what I mean? Because it's such a dogfight, and they're going to go out there and lay it on the line every single time. You know, those guys was out there exhausted. And like I said, Joker missed some shots that he normally make. They could be going to Minnesota 2-0. Now Minnesota got a chance to go up 2-1. You know, so this series is going to take a lot of twists and turns. To me, I think it could go 7, but you know, we're going to see.
For sure. What would you say was the? Oh, you had something, Rudy. Go ahead.
No, I think these are two teams that I don't think home court really matters to them.
Yeah,
Teams
for sure. 100%.
that have been battle tested. They can win wherever. When they're, you know, and like you said, it's going to be a dogfight because both of these teams are battle tested. Minnesota's been in the West Conference Finals, what, 3 straight years, right?
2 out of 3.
2 out of 3. 2 out of 3 years, and you know they've shown that they can withstand a lot and be able to play through a lot. Obviously, Denver is a championship caliber team. They've won it before. They have arguably one of the best players in the world on the team. So, you know, they're not scared to play on the road either. But, you know, I think this is one of those games where, you know, it was a lot of uncertainty at the end of the game. You know, the last shot from Murray, we all kind of questioned that. You know, we weren't out there playing, but we kind of questioned that. Also, Jokic, whether he passed or shot that last shot, you know. But, you know, these are things that you go through in a series, and you learn from it and you move on. But, you know, today Minnesota won, but, you know, like you said, it's up and down every day. We don't know. This is really going to be a good series.
I'm really curious to hear your take on exactly what happened, because I want to know what was the biggest difference from Minnesota, from trailing 19 points come the first quarter to finishing the way that they did. What was the biggest difference? What exactly happened? IT.
I think the biggest thing is those early leads in the NBA games, it's like fool's gold.
For sure,
They came out really well, but even the opposing team that's down, like like Minnesota was down 19 early, you're not really tripping because you know, like the game is a long game. You're going to make your runs. They're going to make theirs. But if you can withstand their run like they did in the second quarter, and now it's a real game once it comes halftime, now it's basically 0-0 going into the second half, and you got way more confidence. And one thing I'm going to say about both of these teams don't get too high or too low. Even though Minnesota lost game 1, they wasn't really tripping. They came in here with still the utmost confidence, got down early, and then just battled back. And the same thing goes for Denver. Like, you can't say, even if Minnesota goes and wins game 3 and go up 2-1, Denver's never too high or too low, no matter what's happening throughout the season. So those are two positives for each group.
Yeah, I mean, Ant had, 30 tonight to lead Minnesota. DeMar, I got a question for you. What is it like coming off of a game you didn't play your best in, but then bouncing back and having a game, per se, like we just watched Ant-Man do?
I mean, that's what it's all about. That's what the great players are going to do. You know, they understand what's at stake, especially when you're the leader of the team. Yeah. They know what they got to come out and do. You know, even with Ant being banged up, he knew he had to come out, set the tone, and everybody else followed. You know, he was aggressive, got downhill, got to the basket, made big plays, and everybody else followed.
Right, as a shooting guard yourself, I mean, it was just so much fun watching Ant just relentless,
Listen,
non-stop. You play against him. What do you do when you're trying to stop him from going off like that?
Pray. You gotta sit up there and pray, man.
You switch off. You don't.
You said what now?
Somebody else to guard them.
You haven't guarded nobody in a while, so you know what I mean. I'm used to it. But no, Ant. Listen, Ant. No matter if Ant 1 for 30 or 15 for 30, man, he gonna keep going downhill. He gonna keep shooting that ball, and that's what makes him special. You know, he got that killer instinct. You know, that's what makes him special. That's what this team follow behind, and like I said, man, this series is gonna be great. One of my favorite ones to look forward to watching.
I think what we're seeing is we saw 2 leads go today in these 2 games. I think what we're seeing is teams getting acclimated to playoff basketball. No lead is safe. You know, coaches are going to continue to coach more. Guys are going to play harder. And they're actually playing for, like, not saying the regular season nobody's playing for anything because they're playing for positioning, but this is what you have. This is your season. So no lead is safe. Guys are going to continue to play. And, you know, no matter blowout or whatever, the next game, guys want to come in there with a feeling of resilience because it's another game